Did I press go then?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi everyone, we're back.
We are back. I just need to tell you that I've been brilliant on Vinted this week.
She's had a big turnover in sales this week.
Yeah, no,
High income this week.
Really, really, really good. So, as you know, I haven't got as much wardrobe space now. So, we've had to really get rid and do a big clear out. And then I think I did so much of like the summer stuff that now it's coming into winter and I think I'm never going to wear that again.
I know some of the stuff looked really nice. I was like, are you sure you want to get rid of that
Yeah,
stuff?
I'm quite ruthless though.
Yeah, I think you've got to be. I've realised when you said that to me, I've got nothing left. But that's good, isn't it?
No, it is good. And then it's just less overwhelming when it actually comes to it and you're like, I actually don't need so much stuff. Like, I'd prefer to have bits like that are this season.
Yeah.
Or like actual like staple pieces.
Yeah, we've decided we're not buying rubbish really anymore.
No, which
you've been good with that anyway.
Yeah, I am quite good with that anyway, but
we've got a visitor. Got a little dog on her way in, I think.
Whereas like now, I actually think that was really great last year, but I haven't got anything to go with that this year.
Yeah.
Or I'm not gonna wear that same dress again that I wore to a wedding because I'm not gonna wear it again. I've worn it.
No. And I think it is actually so good that we've got Vinted that you can sell the stuff. Like most stuff, I think it makes you realise, it makes me think I'd rather buy something nicer that is a little bit more expensive because I'm going to be able to sell it then. And like the cheaper stuff, no one really wants to buy it.
No.
And then it's just stuck in your house and you're not wearing it again. Whereas if you spend a little bit more, it might have cost you £15-20, but you're wearing a nice dress and then it just goes on Vinted and you sell it.
I know.
Should we tell everyone what I've done for the home wedding? It's fully Vinted.
Fully Vinted.
I'm really proud of this.
I know. Well, you should be really.
Yeah.
It is really good. I think like it's so easy to get carried away with weddings, and you see it all the time, don't you? Like people posting like my wedding cost this much and and I think brilliant, like once in a lifetime. However, if you don't need to do that.
No, well the thing is with the dress,
she is doing it, but she's got two, so.
Yeah, I've got 2 weddings, and then the dress that I actually wanted for the home ceremony, you actually can't buy it anymore. So it wasn't like I could buy my own new anyway, and I was like, that is the vibe that I want. So I was looking on Vinted and it wasn't there anyway for ages. Like I actually bought another dress that was similar, not as nice though. And then I just saw it this one day and it's just crazy. I was like, I'll just have one more last look if that dress is on there. And I don't even know why. And I went on and it was literally the dress in my size. So I literally got it dry cleaned, good as new.
I know, and it's gorgeous.
It is nice.
And obviously like a wedding dress, you've only had it on once for a few hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's like really, really worn and not in good condition.
No. So it's worth it.
Very, very good. And my sister is going skiing in January and we've got it all kitted on.
From Vinted?
Yeah, but like gorgeous brands, like really nice brands on there.
If you get lucky, we were laughing the other day, we were in here and Adam's orders come through the door.
I know, we were laughing.
And it was like a little...
I just ripped it open. Rachel ripped open a package to Adam. Like, I just think, that's rude.
Yeah, but what did I say? You said, why have you done that with Evan? Like, I literally said what it was going to be.
She said, I know it'll be a Lululemon hat. I know something from Lululemon on Vinted. Anyway, it was a Lululemon hat. However, that could be for you and he's putting it away for Christmas.
I know, but it wasn't. But it's
cheeky to be honest.
Sharesies.
Always
so I probably will share the hat, to be honest. But yeah, I do love a little bit of Vinted, so we'll all have to drop our Vinted handles in our group chat. If you're not in the group chat, get in the WhatsApp group chat. And if you're not in that chat, get in the broadcast channel on Instagram because it's honestly not that annoying. Like it's friendly. I was gonna say cool, but it's like it's a vibe. Like we're just chatting away every now and then.
No, definitely. And also you can just mute it because I do have a lot of group chats muted. And then when I'm like actually like okay, I'm gonna sit down and have a little look, that's when you catch up and you don't really want to have missed out because some of that conversation is so funny. Yeah,
no, we were talking about Hinge this week in the chat. So if you're in the chat, you will have seen what we were speaking about. Emily was just like,
no,
what is going on?
No, do you not want to know why? Because it came up this message, and anyway, I'd like untick the box that says this is a deal breaker. So for someone like Rachel who doesn't know, it'll be like age range. So whatever, put your age range in that you're happy with, and then there'll be a box underneath, and I think it says this is a deal breaker or something along them lines, like they have to be.
Right.
But if you untick that, well, the age ranges were wild. It went from like 18-year-olds to like this 6-year-old fella liked the profile, and I thought, no, tick that box again. Anyway, and then there's another one that you can do it for, which is distance.
Right, okay. You broaden the distance as well.
So I unticked the distance well, and then everyone came in thick and fast. Couldn't get through them quick enough. And this one lad pops up, and he's only like, I must have had the age unticked as well at this point. And it came up, and it was like, Emily, you're gorge, but you have the same name as my ex. What's the blondie's name?
It's actually not normal. I tried to explain this to him and he couldn't
Rachel's
get his head
name?
around what it meant.
What's the obviously?
No, I had to explain it 4 times.
How did
and I was
he
like,
not
well,
understand?
now it looks like I'm trying to upset you because you're making me explain it that many times. Like, it was just a funny thing.
No, it's
in
just
the
funny.
moment. Like,
what's the
wake
blondie's
up.
name? I thought, no.
I bet you it was a young one. I always went round. It's the young ones that fly over
always
to
the
me,
young
isn't
ones.
it? Like young then.
Young, like
Instead of a
really
baby
young.
face, or they like it older, I don't know. But it's always like the baby looking one. So
Anyway, we were laughing, weren't we? I just thought, the cheek. Not only is Rachel planning a wedding, I'm sat here thinking, who am I going to take to this wedding? Now they're coming through going, what's her name?
that was just one though. That was funny. Obviously, that is not a regular
I know, when I put it in the chat and then we were chatting about it, it's just so funny.
Yeah, and we were all speaking about, and then it was kind of a mix between girls saying that they were currently dating, and then other girls saying success stories off Hinge and Tinder, and showing like proposals and stuff. It was actually like really cute, to be honest. Like, it was actually both the vibes. Like, and all the single girls were like, oh my god, that's gorgeous, I want this. And then all the other girls were like, oh, you'll meet the dream man. And it was just like really positive and uplifting. So get yourself in there if you're single or you're not.
No, it is so funny.
Because we'll take you along with every journey. I feel like business and then personal just always gets dropped in there.
I know, it really does. But I do recommend the group chats. And like I say, you can always mute them and just check in on your own time. Do you know what I mean? But I think most of our girls just have it open, don't they? And like not muted.
Yeah, you don't really want to miss it.
Chat is going off. And then someone had a really good tip actually, didn't they, about a hiking group?
Yeah. So one of the girls, and I've actually known her a while, she only got single like not that long ago, a couple of months surely. She met a new man hiking.
Maybe this will be me.
Do you want to know how much of a full circle this is? I didn't like this. So obviously been a PT for like 10 years, and then she was one of my clients when I was PTing, and we did a charity hike up Snowdon. And then I didn't want to lead the group up Snowdon. Obviously, it's not safe. I'm not qualified to, lead hikes and stuff. So I hired this group to take us up, and it's the same group where she's met the man. So she now like goes with the group on the hikes, and I'm not messing. That was probably 5-6 years ago. So yeah, full circle, like crazy. But apparently the leader of the group said that hike up Snowdon we did was like one of the worst weathers they've ever took a group up, like a group. And bear in mind,
he remembers that.
Yeah, so he's not the man. I thought he was the man, the leader, but he's not, just one of the group.
But did he go on the walk?
Yeah.
So
no, the guy didn't go on the walk.
Okay.
I just mean, what's it called? Invisible string. 6 years ago we were on a hike with that group where she's met someone. And if we hadn't went on that hike, she wouldn't have met someone.
Wow.
I think that is crazy.
That is manifesting.
But all my girls turned up in crop tops, not proper jackets, no waterproofs. Like, they were crying at the top of Snowdon, like tears. And yeah, so I'm glad I brought the group now, but she wasn't anyway. This girl, she had a full hiking gear on when we went years ago.
Of course she did.
Of course she's met the hiker.
Absolutely had the hiking
we're proud
gear
of you, girlie. We're not going to name you because, we don't want to jinx whatever
we are
is
so
going
happy
on.
for you.
So happy. So yeah, well, we thought today, in terms of the pod, we're going to talk about building your business if you're a yoga or Pilates teacher. Obviously, remember when we're speaking about this, we are both qualified for 10 years. I think I did work it out, and it is actually 10 years for both of us.
I think mine is actually 9 now.
Oh, is it?
This month.
And maybe mine's 9 then?
This month.
I'm sure it's the same. Okay, maybe my maths are off. But anyway, a while. So we were going to kind of take everyone through like the difference of when we started, and then how we'd approach it now if we were to get qualified like tomorrow. Yeah. What we would do, but obviously bear in mind it was different then to now.
I think we don't probably realise day to day how different things are now compared to how they were 10 years ago. And then compared to like that to 15 years ago. And do you know what I mean? Like, times have changed so much.
Yeah.
that I think maybe we had like an advantage.
Oh no, 100%. So the best way I think I can say it, and I know you'll remember because we used to follow the same type of influencers, like in the health world.
Yeah.
Like there was a certain bunch, and if
A
I don't know if
London
you say like
bunch.
Alice Living, and like I
Yeah.
don't know, there's a few names.
London Paleo Girl.
Yeah.
Jessie King.
Yeah, like there was like that group that you followed,
Mhm.
and like I think if they even told you now, like I think they know that they got on social media at the right time. Like
Oh, yeah.
Sarah Ashcroft, like
Yeah.
she was the first fashion blogger, like they did it at the right time. So I suppose we obviously weren't influencers and, you know, it didn't break the world what we did, but we were advertising our role as yoga teachers
Yeah.
and Pilates teachers before that was really a thing. Like I was straight on socials. I remember, especially the fellas that I worked with, they were the bitchiest, to be honest, and they were like, why does Rachel put everything on there? But
Oh,
I'd say when I
really?
had classes on and whatever, same as you really, but I was a little bit more like, this is what I'm eating today.
Yeah, I don't think I was anywhere near that level, but I think to have a good chance now, that's what people want to see.
Yeah, I think they want to know a little bit more about you, and I would definitely, my first bit of advice would be, I think a lot of people look down on social media a bit too much if they're not looking at it from a business perspective. Because if I had a job that didn't need social media and it didn't benefit me that much, then I would love to take a step back from it and not really need it. Like that would be a nice life, no socials. But what it's done for me personally and business wise, I think it's the most amazing thing ever, and I think so much of our business is social dependent.
Oh, well, we couldn't have done it without social media.
No,
or even
100%
really without Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
The main change for me is, I would say, my Facebook was like really busy back in the day.
Wow, see, I didn't even like.
Not
my
Facebook public, like sorry, my private page. I would never like really post on there at all. But the business page on Facebook was really, really busy.
Yeah, and engage with.
Yeah, like really busy. With like every week I'd post on there that I was doing a class.
But I think what is transferable from that is straight away when you say that to me is like, I think you found your niche, and like when you think of the community you built up then, they really resonated with Facebook at the time.
No, definitely.
And that was where they were looking for yoga. So it's like,
I did have a mix. I did have Instagram as well, and then if I post on Instagram it would just link to the Facebook, but the Facebook was very, very popular at the time. And because I started teaching in a cricket club, so I just started like my own classes at £5 on the door rather than like in a studio, the cricket club would then repost it on their Facebook,
which again is social media, isn't it? So it's still the same concept, just Facebook.
Yeah, and then a lot of their followers would then like, and then it was a lot of word of mouth, because it was like, that word community I suppose was kind of like the cricket club community.
Yeah.
So like a lot of like the wives, even the players themselves, there was a lot of men that used to come.
Yeah, it was a lot more mixed than obviously our
studio now. A lot mixed, yeah.
But then I suppose that is linking back to like, that was your customer, and they could find you through the cricket club, through Facebook or through Instagram, and like it was
I also very,
beneficial.
very rarely had a day off.
Yeah.
Like very, very rarely.
Oh, 100%. I think, so I suppose if we strip it right back, we're probably saying what we would do. I think we could both look back and go, like, I was so tunnel vision on like making that a thing, but I think I genuinely loved it so much that I was the same as you. I would very rarely. No, classes as well.
Group
like
classes.
Yeah, like I would do anything, and I think that's what sometimes I think well, people do that now. Like, I'm not saying I'm really old or anything, but I would do anything. If they said, do you want to cover legs, bums and tums, I'd never taught it in my life, but I was like, like, give it a go, like, you know, or I'd go to do things for experience. I wouldn't always get paid for things that I did, which I know obviously doesn't work at whatever stage you are in your life. Like, I was living at home and in uni and stuff like that, so I would just be open to learning before I got where I wanted to be. So I just think, I don't know whether them opportunities are still there, but I was just so open to just trying different stuff until I figured it out. So I think if you relate that to specifically Pilates or yoga, I feel like if you're only just doing your course and you don't go to classes that much and you don't understand what classes you enjoy, then how are you going to find out your niche? or like your community, like what do they look like? So I think we need to not see the course as like that's your success, because there's a lot more that comes beyond the course, isn't there?
There is.
Because we just kind of ticked off our courses. It's like, I know you do learn so much, but ours weren't as good as they probably are now.
The course that we went on to actually train, mine was quite intense at the time.
Oh, the yoga was, wasn't it?
Yeah, really intense.
Yeah.
But I don't think, from like PT and stuff, I don't think they were that intense at the time, but they probably are now, aren't they?
I think the PT is similar. The level 3 is actually really hard, but I know the Pilates I've learned more doing it.
And also, I feel like your knowledge around, so like my knowledge around dance, your knowledge around PT, has come into Pilates so much.
Oh yeah, so much. So like my style is like in Pilates is more contemporary and like more of a fusion with PT.
Yeah.
And a lot of Pilates instructors don't like that.
Yeah.
Like they would really think that's not right, and like.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. Like that's my style. That's what my customer likes, and it works.
It's very results driven as well. Like it is very like everyone notices a difference from going to your classes.
Yeah. So I think I'm not doing it to stick to anyone else's like rules or how it should be. I think movement should always be like how it feels confident and good for you. If you're teaching in a way that doesn't feel natural to you, then I don't think it's going to be a good class. Because it doesn't feel right. It's probably not going to be easy for you to learn.
It feels clumsy, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I couldn't try and be like anyone else, so I think that's the biggest thing, especially with socials now. Everything's so pristine and perfect, whereas we think back, ours wasn't, was it? It was very raw.
The socials?
Yeah.
And they used to just get dragged off Pinterest and then put
stick it on, or like a little yoga pose, or I'd be like in the gym.
It's so much harder now. It's definitely put me off.
Yeah, I think I personally don't think it needs to be at that perfection level to be a teacher or a yoga teacher, because I think when I went on a business course this summer for our business, like a lot of it I was overcomplicating, if this makes sense. So like a lot of time was spent on things like that for things to look a certain way without actually communicating what people wanted to know when they wanted to know it. If you know what I mean. Like obviously make it look nice and film in nice studios or whatever, but people want to know where you're teaching, when you're teaching, what type of class they're going to get from you, how much the class is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if we spend all this time before we've even got anywhere with everything on just making something look a certain way, like how are you going to draw people in? Because they don't have a clue what you're trying to show them that you do.
No, I know. I think we definitely do overthink it.
Yeah, 100%.
We're not too bad now, because obviously on the studio page it's very much like, you know where we are, this is the only place we teach, and we're lucky with that.
Yeah, that's a very good example actually. We made a decision to not focus too much on aesthetic on the studio page. It's like, this is the studio, this is the classes, this is where you find us, and do you get the vibe of a warm community and you can come. Not too much on like, does that look like a...
I think it's so hard. Like, if I was thinking, okay, so if you weren't just a teacher, if you actually have a studio, I think it's so hard to get your brand across in a studio, because there's so many people that will have been at my classes 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was, who now won't want to come into our studio because they're like, I don't know what type of place it is. But my argument is, well, you know me, and you know what I deliver, and it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
just in a like, don't want to say a safer space in like I don't mean like actual safety, but I mean just like it's smaller,
intimate.
It's more intimate. Like there's candles lit, like it's the incense is on. It's very cozy. It's very like there's no judgment in there at all. And I think for any studio that I've ever been to, it's probably the exact same. Yeah. But sometimes it's hard to get that across.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. We'll even say from our studio, like some people think it's the bougiest thing they've ever seen in their whole life.
Yeah.
It might not be bougie enough for other people. Yeah. Like our Instagram might look super aesthetic to some people, and some people who are really experienced might think, oh, you know, it could be cleaner. Mm-hmm. And I think at the end of the day, that's why you do have to spend that time on like if you're going to be open a studio or you're going to start teaching, like, what are you teaching for, and like, who are you going to attract into your classes? What kind of feeling do you want to give people, and how does that look like? So we do think about that in the studio and try and focus more on the community and the feeling. But you know, your goal might be to only work in aesthetic, clean, you know, that type of studio. I feel like everyone knows what I'm talking about, you know, like very LA vibes, and that's where you want to work, and that's what you want to manifest. So get your brand off from the start, like show people flows in clean aesthetic studios, make your content that you start to create very aesthetic. Like, do put the work in with that and take the time to do that. But whereas if you just want to get some experience, you want to be teaching here, there and everywhere, you want to build up a clientele and figure things out, I would get in as many Pilates studios as you can, get to as many classes as you can.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a studio, get in the gym.
Yeah, go and teach in the leisure centre.
Yeah.
And see what that community
is like. And that's
like,
from
get
your
some
experience
feedback
as well, that you actually did do that for a long time.
Yeah, years.
Yeah, I think just it is harder now to get across what you deliver. But I just think you're gonna have to just like be yourself and get it out there. This is what I do, and then no one is ever gonna come to your class disappointed because you're showing what you do.
And if they are, so say when you say disappointed as well, if someone's coming to the class, like mine are quite hard, so someone might come to mine and maybe be disappointed because they felt like it was too hard, but then
she didn't get abs like this for nothing.
No, but you know, like, you could be a beginner and be in there, but sometimes it's in the client's head that they think everyone is doing more than you. Do you know what I mean? And I think,
well, I've had comments before saying I can't come to the studio because everybody is so gorgeous with big boobs, and I think
that's not the case, and everyone is so welcome. But that's more of a like our feelings making our like.
No, but I think everybody will get a comment on how the studio is. I saw a post before that was like in our local community page, and it was like, I want to go to a Pilates class but I don't want to go to a dedicated studio, so can someone give me a name somewhere? And all anyone had put was studios, because that's all anyone knows now.
And that's changed a little bit, hasn't it?
Like, Pilates studios aren't scary.
No,
like, they're not scary. Like, fair, but I do think, like, fair enough, like, have your grid all gorgeous, but then get on stories and show yourself, you know, this is me day to day, like whatever you're up to, and then be like, I can't wait for class tonight, I'm gonna have this music on or whatever. But I do think word of mouth as well.
I think that's what I mean, what you said about being yourself. I think that's like the main thing. So obviously we've said, I feel like we've agreed that you should definitely use your socials, and then if you're going to use your socials and you're going to go into teaching, like, be yourself. Find your own, how you want to make people feel, and like really lean into that. I think people too much in everything of life think that one person is perfect at everything, but yours is probably somewhere in between a couple of people, and then so many people will love that because they'll love you. Whereas I think that's where you're going to get that word of mouth, because everyone's like, I've been to this class, the girl was so nice, and I loved how she did X, which might be something that they've only met and like tried through meeting you. Which is a better feeling, I think.
No, it definitely is.
But I suppose we might not know this, what if, I suppose some studios you'd have to do the exact class, wouldn't you? Well, so that's where you bring your personality
I was actually just
across.
about to say, I think I've been quite, well, actually this goes into a few things that you guys, I think if you were going to take on Pilates part-time, so let's say that I did it part-time because I also got the dance school, so I could then be fussy enough to say, I can't take that class on, like, that's not for me. Like, I wouldn't have said yes to a sculpt class, and at the time you wouldn't have said yes to a mum and baby class. And there's no way that either of us would have said yes to them because they were not our thing. And we would have been so out of our comfort zone doing something that we didn't want to do. I've only ever taught one hot yoga class, and I knew that that wasn't for me. Like, I didn't like it. Like, it was small and confined, and there was no, obviously there's no windows in there because it's a hot class, but there was like the mirrors were all wet, like proper steamed
I
up.
can
and
imagine you just like, no,
the
not for me.
germs in that room, I must have thought, like, ugh, like, not for me.
I do not want it.
And like, things are different now in terms of that as well. I think if it was a heated room, it doesn't tend to be that kind of heat anymore.
Like infrared vibe.
Yeah, which I would actually like really enjoy teaching in. So
It doesn't have to be hot, does it?
However, at the time I was like, I know I'm not going to do that one again. But if I was teaching full time, then you probably would have to say yeah to things that you maybe didn't want to do.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. So if we're going from, if you're thinking about getting qualified as a Pilates teacher, or maybe you're doing your course now and you're thinking, where do I go, like, from this? We were speaking before and we were saying, because obviously I feel like on Instagram it's a lot about, and even I post about how I left my 9 to 5 and stuff, so it's hard to like see that and consume it without making rushed decisions.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going into Pilates and stuff, you've got to remember you're on an hourly rate. You need to figure out what people are actually going to pay you, and then work backwards on like a wage that you need to earn for your life. Maybe you are, as me and Emily were saying when we first qualified and stuff, I was living at home. Everything I was earning was like going into my savings or to just live. There was no pressure of bills basically. But if you've got a house or cars and bills to pay, you need to like work backwards from that. Like, what's your goal income and how many classes does that mean you're going to teach, and are you happy to teach that many? And then, as Em said, it might work out that you're going to have to teach in more studios or do a few classes that you aren't really your vibe to start off with, and then how can you go from there to you're only teaching the classes you love in the places you love. But I think if it is that you're actually going to get qualified and go full time, you have to do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Because it's a lot of
also,
classes.
you could just go and do it and give it a go, and then you would know if it was for you or not. Like, I did give the hot one a go and I knew.
I know 100%. That's what I was saying before. I don't get me wrong, I didn't keep teaching like swums and tums, but
it's
I was
good
like,
to give them a go, because I suppose you never know. You might have thought, wow, legs, bums and tums is the easiest money I've ever made.
I could have been like the local legs, bums and tums.
Yeah. It's
But
just not a vibe anymore, is it? It's such a shame. Like, it's so
they dance,
like...
don't they, at the start?
Oh, do they?
And I didn't know that obviously at the time because I'd never done anything like that. So you'd probably like legs, bumps and tums to fix. It's like Pilates with a little dance at the start. And I remember I turned up to this, like, honestly, it's so funny. This is in Nottingham, by the way, so not even like by home. So I was covering all different classes in all different gyms in Nottingham, going everywhere. And then the opposite, we'd cover legs, bumps, tums. I was like, yeah, no problem. And I thought it meant like squats, lunges, you know, a little bit of burn on the legs, like a PT.
Yeah.
And they all just stood there to start, like, ready to like...
step click?
Like, dance.
No!
Yeah, because I think that's... I mean, anyone, like, message us and reply, because I know it is something like that, and then it's just a bit more dancey, like, lunge and dance vibes.
Wow.
I don't know why I'm dancing while I'm doing this, but it makes me feel like legs, bumps and tummy, but... I can't remember. I think what I did was, so when I said yes to covering this class, I, like, YouTubed legs, bumps and tums, because obviously I was at fitness instructor, so you can cover all classes, but I'd never done a course on that, so I was like, Googled it and that, and they were doing some kind of dance at the start, and I think I did do it, but it felt so unnatural, kind of what you're saying about the hot yoga. Like, I was like, this is not for me. Like, I need this
never again.
And yeah, I just don't think I did it again, but it's all like learning, isn't it? I feel like that's what I mean. If you're really at the start of your journey, be really open to learning.
No, definitely.
And just be confident.
Yeah, get the word out there. Say yes to what you want to say yes to. Say no to something that you know you're not going to enjoy, or that actually is going to make your day so much more stressful for maybe not much of financial gain. Yeah. So
I think Pilates, so as a side hustle, is a great financial extra, isn't it? Like,
I think especially if you were going into different studios, because you're guaranteed a wage that will have been agreed before you teach the class.
You mean if you were part-time?
Yeah. Or even if you're full-time.
Okay, I was just going to say, I do think it's a really good, like, if you did have a more corporate job and, like, you didn't mind your job, but you do see it being your career path growing with that, but you wanted a bit more money on the side, like, it's good money for what you do.
But do you mean going into a studio, or do you mean setting up your own class in a hall?
I mean going into a studio.
So that the wage is set before.
Oh, okay, so you know you could work out what you could earn extra. You could say, I want to earn £500 extra a month on top of my wages. This is X amount of classes per week. And you could figure that out now while you're doing your course, and then you know, until you do want to take a leap, or if you ever want to, you're getting an extra £500 a month doing something that you love.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great option.
I mean, I do.
I feel like we're just your big sisters saying, like, I think sometimes people put on too much, like, quit your job, leave, and then it's like when you do go self-employed, there's a lot of different things, and it's definitely like, don't not do it, like, so do it. You might want to open your own studio one day, and then that's obviously, you know, you get people working for you and stuff, but I think if you just to quit it and you hadn't worked out how many classes it was to cover your bills, like, that's not a good decision yet. There's better options than to just dive into something you haven't really planned for yet.
Yeah. And I think in terms of opening your own studio, has that been what you thought it would be, or?
Yeah, amazing. I feel like we both say it was a dream of ours.
Yeah.
From the core of how we started, like, this is our story, like, this is how we met, basically what we're speaking about now. And I think for me, I always wanted my own gym or something, and I remember years ago looking at a gym, and then it didn't come through, and I did really want that one if I was getting it, and I just left that idea then, because I was like, I'm going to go travelling and I don't want to be tied to somewhere, and my life has come all the way around. So I feel like there couldn't have been a better time, and that it's the Wellness Tribe just makes me happy, because it just feels so right. And I'd say, like, maybe a gym fully wouldn't have been right, and maybe would have gone on to something else, but I just know, like, the Wellness Tribe is, like, makes me so happy. So to have the studio as that is the best.
I think people, like, often comment, don't they, on, like, different studios you see, because everyone's a different. Some people's like on a main high street that you see, or on like a row of shops in a village, or
be on an
industrial estate. There's a really big one by us now that's opened that looks amazing,
stunning,
and you always get people go, oh, this is bigger than I thought, or this is smaller than I thought, and then I think actually, like, in terms of the rent as well, is probably something that people don't think about.
Yeah, it depends how much of a big
these buildings, really, I imagine. The vast
you can buy one, girls. That's really good if you do that.
No, absolutely. Well, I think a lot of them are, like, because they're kind of like a shop front.
Yeah.
I imagine most of them are rented. And then you have to probably weigh it up. Okay, well, this is how much of the rent it'd be, and then there's other things to consider, isn't there? Like, the rates, your
teachers,
the cleaning.
There's
a lot to consider.
Your renovations.
How long will it be popular for? And I think we've lived through the craze of yoga.
Oh yeah.
That's 100%. Taken a dip, and the Pilates has completely risen up, but obviously everyone knows that will take a dip again.
Yeah.
At some point. So it's always having to, like, move with the times as well, which is probably something that you just never think would be hard, but it is something that we always think about, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like a big decision, I think, with studios and stuff. That's what I mean, whatever stage you go on to, like, you can always have these dreams for what you want to do next, but, like, there's always, like, that practical side of, like, what you want to do, and how much that's going to cost, and how much time it's going to take.
Yeah.
So I think the studio we've got was the right decision for us.
It was definitely the right decision.
And we honestly, like, would say, I don't even know what you think about this, but I would say as well, if you're either if you're getting qualified as a Pilates teacher, or any teacher, or even a PT, or open a studio, like, do lean into the community of other women who've done businesses or done the same thing, and try and ask them for help, because I think you'll be surprised how supportive people can be when you're asking for help. And I think I remember years ago it used to be a lot worse with, like, kind of cattiness in, like, gyms and stuff. But when I first started that, as I was saying before, the men were the most catty. And I found a really good friend, and, like, we used to support each other, both do the Instagram. I'd be like with clients, what you were saying, if a class isn't for me, I wouldn't do it. If a client wasn't, not for me, but what she was looking for was Devon, which was, then I'd send them to Devon, and she'd do vice versa. And I think that's why Pilates can be saturated, but you could have your own niche as well. Yeah. You have to have your own niche, I think, because it's so popular now.
Yeah. And that's where it probably comes back to, like, staying true to yourself and showing everyone what you actually provide, what your service is, and then just showing your personality on there as well, and letting that shine through in your space.
Yeah, even with classes and like be competent. I think
And your music choice, we have such different music on, you know, when we teach, don't we?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rachel, turn that down.
These are all the things that, like, I was actually laughing about this today because I taught this morning and then I filmed it for the club, and the one I did today, I must say, teachers, it was very complicated. Like, when I planned it, I thought, you're not going to remember this. And like, that's the thing with being a teacher. Like, I even do it, I'm like, if I forget, then you think like, oh God, I'm a bad teacher, but everyone forgets. Like, they're quite complicated, these flows sometimes. And then so with the flow, I was like, girls, this is the hardest part sometimes.
Yeah.
Remembering what I'm going to teach you. I said to them, actually, I went, it's actually harder to remember to teach than it is to do it, so carry on.
Yeah. True.
So yeah, there's so many different parts that go into being a teacher, isn't there?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we've rambled on about our experience, but also it's just so you can take like little things on how you're going to approach it on your own. Like, I feel like there is like key points in there though, even though we're rambling on. But what would you say to someone now who said, let me think, I qualified for my course in a week's time. How should I go about it?
I think the first thing to think is, are you going full time or are you going part time?
Yeah.
Work back financially. Okay, I want to earn this much a month. How many classes does that involve? Or if I was going to set up my own classes, how many people do I need through the door at what price?
Yeah.
To be able to pay the rent and to be able to pay myself.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
doing the class, yeah, 100%.
And then I think if you were like only just starting and you were flexible, then it goes back to saying, get in as many places as you can, stay open-minded, find out what works for you.
Yeah, try some new classes.
And then go for it. Also, don't be afraid to go to different classes just because you're now a teacher.
Oh yeah, that's like one of my biggest tips as well.
But I think from my point of view is if someone came to class, come and tell me that you're a teacher. Like, I'd love to hear that. So we can like bond over. How are your classes community going? Have you taught today? What type of Pilates, do you do mat? Do you do reformer? Like, I'll have to come to one of yours. That I just think that's so nice. Like, tell the teacher, like, don't be worried to tell the teacher that you're also an instructor.
No,
They'll probably be delighted to have you in there.
People forget as well, like, it's normal to, like, for a coach to have a coach, and then it's normal for, like,
also for it to be your hobby.
Yeah, like, that's a good thing. Make it your hobby and keep it your hobby. Yeah. Like, don't ruin your hobby as well. That's something, like, I feel like if you worked out if to go full time, you'd have to teach, like, a ridiculous amount of classes anyway to work out what you want to earn, and then it destroyed like your love for Pilates. I feel like you've got to bear in mind your own enjoyment as well. Like, for me, I always like, there was times where PT literally meant that I couldn't go to the gym and enjoy it myself anymore, and so now I always be like, well, I'm working out on these days and I teach on the other days, because I think it's very easy to like lose that love for it, and then that is quite detrimental when you just neglect your love for it, which probably made you qualify in the first place, isn't it? So yeah, 100% agree. Work it back. Yeah. I feel like people are scared to say about money as well. So that's the thing. I think it's like, keep it on your passion, but also protect yourself, ladies. Yes. Get those finances in order.
No, definitely get them in order. Yeah. Get it sorted, figure out what you need, and go from there. And if you've got a full class and then you're consistently full all the time, then I think there's no harm in going to the owner and saying, this is what I would like now to teach this class.
If you're getting people through the door, that's actually a really good point. I was going to say, as studio owners, like, and even anyway with anything, studio owners will love the fact if you bring people through the door, if you are good on your socials and you are really interacting with the community from the studio, like, it goes like a million miles, because they're obviously creating this space, but it's the teachers who maintain that vibe, and like the word of mouth gets more people in who might go to more classes. So yeah, really connecting with whatever studio you're in as well, and like if you do really like it there, like put yourself out there and be confident. My advice personally is I think people get scared a little bit of the socials and overwhelm themselves massively because of what you were saying. Like, it is hard to be perfect on there now, and I think people go, I'm not going to post because it's not perfect, and I just think, don't do that. Get something out there. Get something on.
You can always delete it once the message has been seen.
Yeah, and once you kind of figure out how to do it more or how you want it to look, you could delete the old posts or But they always say you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? And I think
Yeah.
if I was qualified in 2 weeks' time, I'd really try and put myself out there as much as possible, even if it wasn't comfortable.
No, definitely. And people just want to know if your class is on at the end of the day,
when,
don't they?
where, what time.
They just need the
What's
info.
the vibe?
Yeah.
Maybe we start with that.
Maybe
When,
we
where,
start
what's the
with that.
vibe, and then just be you and be confident.
And let us know how you get on.
Yeah, and we have got a community that can help, like, ask us questions, because we probably maybe haven't covered the things you'd actually want to know.
Yeah.
Because that's just from our experience, and we do think it has changed a lot now, but we'd definitely help you if you asked us, because we've tried a lot of things. So, yeah, make sure you message us and be a part of the community, because we will help you.
Let us know how you get on.
Let us know, and we'll update you on more personal life stuff probably next week. And
More wedding stuff.
yeah, more wedding stuff maybe. Yeah, need to get back to that.
We do.
But if you do want to actually try our classes, which are online on the Abundance Club, so we film and do all our classes on there, and then teach us. Why don't you get on there and try ours and see if you like our vibe or any little bits of that?
It's so cute on there as well, you know. Like, it's so nice, isn't it?
It is. There's meditations on there. One of the girls this morning said, so when it was the full moon,
Oh yeah.
and we sent in the chat, so we are hinting to get in that chat, a little guide to how to manifest with the full moon.
Yeah.
And two of the girls this morning said they did it at the time, and one of the girls said they listened to your meditation with their partner
Oh, that's so nice.
as they did it to like set the vibe, and then they journaled after. Oh, love that.
You have to tell me who did that.
Yeah, I will. But it really gets you in like the mind. What's it called?
The mindset.
Mindset. No, I'm trying to say something else. Headspace.
The headspace.
The headspace to do it. And I think if you are going into a new chapter, which is getting qualified or thinking about doing that, I think you've got to keep yourself in the vibe.
Just a final note though.
Go on. As something comes
Final note.
Final note. Ending the podcast.
I think people think it's an easy life.
Yeah.
And I think don't forget that prime time classes are between 6 and 8 a.m. and 6 and 8 p.m.
At night. Yeah, 100%. I think people should know that before they go into it.
So you can't really think, I'm going to fill up my day of classes between 10 and 3 when maybe the kids are at school.
Yeah.
Because they won't be full.
Yeah, and I think even like in London studios, which are more busier, like they do still have quiet time. Like I know Barry's is quiet. If they put any on the day, they've had to take some off. So it's not like that's not personal on you. If you were to put something out there at 11 a.m, unless it's like a mum specific thing.
But not 5 days a week either.
No.
It is just, I'd be very, very surprised if they were like your busiest classes. And don't get me wrong, there might be a busy lunchtime one. But what I'm probably trying to say is your work times then would end up being like...
Mornings and evenings.
Well, like everyone's peak enjoyment of the day would be your work time.
Yeah, well I think that's the thing actually. It's a good point you said that, because people do say like Pilates feature burnout is like real.
Yeah.
Especially now like how popular it is.
People want a Sunday morning, they want a Saturday morning. It is hard, isn't it? And I think people are looking at it now like, yeah, that's an easy life. And I'm like, just think about how it would actually work in your day.
Yeah, 100%.
Before you just think, yeah, that's the life for me.
Yeah, like sit down now as like don't be scared of it. Like the answer is just what you need to know. Do the financial part that we were saying, and like the time.
Yeah.
Obviously we said try a bit of everything at the start if you've got the time to do that. But then like goal and ideal life, how does your teaching look?
Yeah.
And how can we earn that in that time?
Like I will say that we don't take a full-time wage from teaching Pilates and yoga.
Yeah.
And I've never in 10 years.
No, I don't think I have some classes either. But I do know people do, but they might have some like studio management in there as well, and obviously it depends how many studios you're teaching in as well.
Yeah.
So this is all for you to go away and work out. But yeah, don't burn yourself out. Like make it. You're doing it for it to be your dream come true. So don't like.
We can't go into burnout. It's just not worth it. Nothing's worth the burnout.
No, we've been there, done that many times. But yeah, no, that is a really good point. But
so let us know if you need any help or if you've got any questions, because we are here.
Yeah, we are here, and we did want to do that as something different. So if you do want to know any more about that type of thing or anything in particular, make sure you put in the comments what you want us to discuss, and we'll
be back next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.